Would you be willing to share the 4 steps, or do you want people to go and pick up the books?
Oh, sure. I'm happy to talk about that. This research originally was done by Herbert Benson at Harvard cardiologist. He wanted to rename flow the breakout principle to go along with his relaxation response, because that wasn't a bad enough name. Now we're going to try to rename. But anyways, luckily that one didn't happen, but the biochemistry was really good. We've been working to try to publish on this as well and advance it a little bit. But the front end of a flow state, there is a struggle phase. So flow is essentially what happens after we've learned a bunch of new information, sort of chunk that information, putting together all those new chunks together as one bigger action plan schema, larger chunk kind of thing. But you still have to learn all those skills sort of individually before they can sort of come together and flow. Some struggle, that's what we're doing. And this could be talking about athletics, right? This, you're learning how to swing a baseball bat. There's a million, you step through the pitch, keep your eye on the ball, use your hips, follow through on the swing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of those things are learned individually. They're all put together, right? They'll come together and flow. This could be me as a writer, right? Writing is a very flowy experience, but the front end of a book, not a very flowy experience. I'm doing tons of research. I'm making phone calls. I'm reading books. I'm reading papers. I got diagrams all over my office. It's not flowy once it starts to come together. So that's stage one, is a struggle phase. And what's really important to know for people about the struggle phase is frustration is a built-in part of the process. You are absolutely going to be frustrated and struggle. In fact, the research shows, in a sense, the more frustrated you get, the better it is. There's a bunch of different reasons that have to do with how the unconscious mind processes information, but the more you overload it, and we know working memory will hold 7 items max, and most of us tap out after 4 concepts. So if you're trying to learn anything complicated, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to overload working memory, and that's actually a sign you're moving in the right direction. So most people get frustrated and think, I'm doing something wrong, bad person. You start judging yourself. All those programs start running, and this work is actually a sign that you're moving exactly the right direction. You want to get to the point right where your head feels like it's about to explode, and then take your mind off the problem. It's a release phase. Literally, you just want your conscious brain to pass the problem over to your subconscious. What works best is low-grade physical exercise. So this is not going to the gym and going hard. This is going for a long walk, a 20-minute walk in nature. This is gardening or building model airplanes or anything that sort of just gets your body a little bit involved so you can get a little bit out of your head. The third stage itself is the flow state. And on the back end of the flow state, there's a recovery phase. Flow is biologically expensive state to produce. So there's recovery on the back end that's required. And because flow significantly accelerates learning, studies by the U.S. Department of Defense, 240 to 500% above baseline for skills acquisition in flow among soldiers. So you're going to need delta wave sleep, right, to pass anything you've learned in flow. Not only do you have to you need an active recovery protocol in place, but you also are going to need a good night's sleep on the back end to actually gain the benefits of flow.